Welcome back, and oh boy, do I have an exciting one for you and for me today. This is not just exciting for you, this is an exciting one for me too. I have been on a search, on a tear for, of course, always Demcos, but lately I've been also pursuing some other stuff, and this is one of them. Oz Machine Company is doing some super cool stuff. Wow, this got some amazing packaging. First, this came out of a complete paper with wrapper, which is probably because he was trying to use this box. If you don't know, you can't use the USPS box unless you cover all of it. So it doesn't say like priority. You can't just ship other, like this is shipped via UPS in a USPS box. It's always funny when people do that. So in order to ship it with something else, you have to cover the USPS branding instead. And then this thing is taped inside the box thoroughly. There we go. We have released it. Like my, looks like my Demco 8020.5 right there is hungry. Wants peanuts. You're a shark, not an elephant. We'll see if anyone got that joke. All right, let's get into it. We can. I think we're down to the final layer. Here it comes. Oh yeah. Nice and clean and new. This one came from a recent drop. And here it goes. This is a variation I really wanted. That's right. Golf putter milling all tie. Of course, Magna Cut, but this is from the late December drop, 1202. And that is what is commonly known, my friends, as the Silver Surfer. And as soon as I knew this one existed, I knew at some point I'd probably want it. I had to kind of learn to like Roosevelts enough to want to spend the money on them and put the time into them. But as I did, this one became the one I knew I wanted. And it was just a matter of time before I made it happen. How sweet is that? That's a really nice stonewashed finish on there. Very cool. Let's just bask in its glory for a minute without my voice messing it up. That's a beautiful knife. Beautiful. Whew. Whoa. Tight detent. That's what I'm talking about. Whew. Snap. Yeah, this one's like new. So there were really two that were interesting to me. This one was immediately interesting to me. I saw that and I was like, that would look really nice next to its friends, wouldn't it? And then if you've seen this unboxing, I also got, this one's a little hard to get out of here. That other one just slipped right out. This radial milling, which I really like. I wasn't sure if I wanted it in this darker color in the pictures, but when I got it in person, I was like, oh yeah, that is so good. And this one I think has the same, no, it's a little different blade. So that's interesting. I don't think I picked up on that they have a different blade finish. This looks more like bead blasted, and this looks more like stonewashed. So they're a little different there. I don't think it says that on the box, which is interesting. Make sure I'm going to take a look at them directly outside of the camera and make sure my eye's not playing tricks on me. Yeah, Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a different, yeah, bead blast or something in stonewashed. All right, let's just get a little towel on it. Make sure everything's clean. Get a little litmus test on the edge. Feels delightful. Double check it. Can't be too safe. Whew. They do not play with that factory edge, do they? That is nice. Let's get this beast out of here. Making everything look small. Come on. Oh, man. There they are. In all their glory. So you're going, what the heck is the big deal about the Roosevelt? First of all, that's a funny name. Why is everyone calling it a Rosie? What is the hype? I'm going to do my best to try and talk about that. And one of the things that you'll see right away, which you may not have seen in prior videos, because I don't know if a lot of people have done videos with more than one of these. Let's note the date and the model number, or the knife number. So this is over here, 11/20 of 22, and that's 1114. And then just about a month and a week later, they've done about 70, 80 knives a month, it looks like. So there's not a lot of production, right? They're putting out maybe 1,000 knives a year, maybe. Probably more like 750 to 1,000. Hard to say what the exact number is. I'm sure someone knows because they've been watching, and I don't know if that's ramping up or what the trajectory of that is, but it's something worth noting, right? Over about a month period, they've put out less than 100 knives. In more than a month, they put out less than 100 knives, so they're probably doing about 75 knives a month. Call it maybe 1,000 a year. So first, they're very low production. It's a big part of why the cost is high. The cost is high on these if you get them on the drop, and they do about 10 a week or something like that. And they do a lottery. So, you know, probably, I don't know, 100 to 1,000 people in a given lottery. 10 people get them. And those are already somewhere in the $650 to $850 range, depending on what options you get. And it probably goes higher if you get a lot of options. Just taking a drink of water here, sorry. And then they hit the secondary market, and they're going for $900 to $1,500, depending on, you know, what you got. Call it $900 to $1,400. But I think a common price for these right now is people will list them around $1,200 and get $1,100, you know, $1,050, $1,000 for them. So you're going, what? $1,000 for, wait, how big is that knife? Let's take a look. Here's a bug out. You can't really tell, I've noticed in videos, how small this knife is until you see it next to like a bug out or a bug out mini. It's not huge, right? It's basically the size of the bug out mini, more or less, a little bigger than the bug out mini. And it's smaller than the bug out. It's taller for sure, but it's shorter, which I think is sort of deceptive when you see the pictures of it. It looks like it's a bigger knife. So let me put these guys away. Also, you know, it's a really good comparable I'll pull out is the Spyderco Para 3. That's a really good comparable knife to it. I like putting it above and below, so you really get a sense of perspective. It is a much longer handle on the Para 3, but kind of the same height. The Oz probably weighs half an ounce less than the Para 3, even though it's full titanium, which is amazing. They just do such spectacular engineering on these. Let's zoom in a little. You're probably going, hey, you can barely see it. So let me give you a nice little close-up of this guy and his brother. Sister? Her sister? I don't know. Notice the hardware. There are anos available for the hardware. There's anos available for the handles. They've done things like acid wash finishes on the blades. They've done a lot. Timascus pocket clips. Let's flip these two over real quick and show the pocket clips, because it's very notable that a lot of these people do a Zerka tie, or they've got a lot of actually different color variations on their Timascus clips and stuff, which is pretty cool. So they offer, sometimes fixed models where you're going to get exactly what they've made that week, and sometimes they offer customs, and you just enter the lottery to try and get that, whatever it is, whatever's offered that week. You can decide whether or not you want to enter the lottery to get it. I love this one. Just super simple, no nonsense, basic pocket clip, flat pocket clip there. What would be really cool, I have to say, would be if the pocket clip was textured to match. I think that would be spectacular. I'm not complaining. I'm really curious how the pocket clip is on this Silver Surfer here. Let's give it a go. It's not the easiest one I've ever gotten over the top of my pants, to be honest. It's pretty rigid. It's not going to go anywhere, so you don't lose your $1,000 pocket knife. But man, that thing popped when it went over the top of my pants. I don't know if the other one was like that too. Let's take a look. Let you enjoy a look at this while I pocket the other one real quick. Yeah, they're really tight pocket clips. If you don't care about your pant threads, you could just shove it in there, but that'd be a really if you put that in your pocket clip, it's gonna probably, if you and you can always grab these things and pull them out and loosen them up a little if you need to, but I don't mind doing that on like a $150 bug out. That bothers me a little bit on a $1,000 Roosevelt. So I say 1,000 because I feel like secondary market, you're going to pay more than 1,000 for either one of these variations right now, just hands down. Maybe by the time you're watching this in the future, they've increased production and this has become truly a $700 or $800 knife. But secondary is higher than 1,000. If you get it on a drop, you're paying $750 or whatever it is, $725, depends on what the variation is. But these are, not cheap knives. So good thing that it wouldn't go flying out of your pocket because the pocket clip's tight, but it's also a little, you're going to ruin your $100 pants. How about that? Potentially, everything I have on here is opinion, right? I'm just going off what I'm seeing and feeling, but that's the impression I get here. So I want to back off the camera again here and just spend a little time with each of these. I've noticed the detent's very light on this one. And I don't know if that's adjustable and or a factor of the fact that the guy I got this from, this was, first of all, a month older, and I bought these about a week apart. So this had a lot more time for someone to spend time with it. I got this one within a week or two of the time it dropped. So this one, had plenty of time to be worked on. The blade finish, there are a lot of things that can go into detent. Now it's feeling pretty similar. I think I was lock sticking myself. Let me try that again. Yeah, I was just lock sticking myself. Coming off those Demcos, man, you can grab them anywhere. So if you don't lock stick yourself, it feels great. Super, it's almost like you can't fail it. Let's see if I can fail it, because the detent's good, and yet it's also very easy. So like, if it pops out, it's almost like it's gonna go, especially if it's like this. If it's like this, maybe I can fail it, but let me see if I can fail it by pointing it upward. I'm gonna just go ahead and move this guy over here real quick. Nope, not on that one. Sorry, my thumb's toast. I went on a rock climbing session yesterday, and I'm just trying not to destroy it, so that's why I'm using my second hand to close it. Oh, there we go. I may have lock stuck it a little bit too on that one though, so that's kind of cheating. If so, let's try that again. If I face it straight up, There you go. So you can fail it if you're facing it like straight up and you give it no effort, but it's just that good of a deployment that you have to try pretty darn hard to fail it. And that's pretty remarkable. It just really speaks to what the appeal is behind this knife. It's a tie frame lock that actually does what it's supposed to. I can roll it out. You know, there's a lot of tie frame locks where if you're touching like this, you can't roll it out. This thing, I think it has 2 detent balls from the video I saw. I think Shabazz is the one that took it apart. Nick Shabazz, I think, did a takedown on this thing. I saw it on someone's channel. Pretty sure it was Shabazz. And it has like a dual detent ball or something like that. I mean, it's like really well thought through. I don't think he's the first to do that, but I think he did a good job of it. Now, if I really push on it, then I can barely roll it out. But you can still get it out, which is just amazing. There are a lot of tie frame locks where you even touch that thing and you can't roll it out like a hinderer. It makes it pretty tough there, but I can get it out if I try. So, and if I'm not on it, the rollout's just spectacular. And I just don't, I struggle to think of a knife that's more predictable on the reverse flick. It's just the right size. You get your finger in there, but not so much that it can get stuck. Like you have to really push it in there for it to get stuck. And you have to try really hard like I just did right there to like screw it up. It's just very, very predictable, very easy. And then let's get into the thing that I like the most from the first unboxing, which is once it is open, holy smokes. The feel in the hand is just phenomenal. It really is good. Like there's no hot spot. You have to try so hard to feel uncomfortable. And a big part of it is this forward choil design where the blade and the handle line up and kind of double the size of what you're used to on a, triple the size probably of what you're used to on a forward choil. Because you're not just on the blade, you're on the handle also. It's just really well designed. The cutting edge to handle ratio is really good. To put that in perspective, let me lean the camera so it's basically flat over. So you're going to see a little off scene here. So excuse the off scene view, but just wanted to put it in perspective. Obviously one of my favorite knives, but about the same cutting edge. Now, effective cutting edge to me also means like how well designed is the blade, and I personally think this flatter cutting edge makes it more useful than that cutting edge. But you're talking about half an inch. Let me get this like really lined up here. Probably half an inch less handle on there. Now the Demko also has a very similar forward choil where it's based out of the handle, but it's in a different spot where your finger's a little weird. It's like a little further forward. One of the things that's so brilliant about this is how neutral your hand is. It's definitely further from here, but it's very natural. It just feels very natural, and it's really just spectacular. It's just something I immediately noticed the first time I got this one in hand. Now let's talk a little bit about the textures. Both of these are great finishes. Love both of them a lot. And they both feel really good. They're like textured in such a way that they give you a little grip, but they're not abrasive. It's one of my criticisms of the Demko 8020.5 handle in titanium is that it's abrasive to the point where you don't really like having it in your hand. Like it feels like you've got the wrong side of a tool in your hand a little bit. So I don't carry this. I'd probably carry that knife. Instead, I carry the Gryvery. Now, this week I will have a G10 S35 yen on the channel. Call it by Saturday night. I don't know when this is going to drop, but the week of the 9th. So today's the 11th, 12th, 13th. So we'll have that out, and we'll see if that kind of is a good go-between on the Demkos. But man, this one's even better, I think. Like this is really good. It's maybe a little smoother, but I feel like for like a kind of all around, this feels just really good. It's a little grippier than that one. The shiny finish gives it a little extra grip. Like that's actually a smoother finish, even though it looks more working finish. This is actually a little grippier, kind of like your phone. the screen is a little grippier because it's polished, if you know what I mean. Now, I don't know if it got wet, maybe that would change, and this one right here would be grippier. But that's just a really nice finish. Let's take a look and make sure jimping and everything is the same on these. I think so. I think it looks a little better on this one because it's like the same color, the same, similar color finish, whereas this looks a little, less continuity. It looks cool too, but as soon as I saw this variation, I was like, I'm gonna probably overpay for that. It's not often I say that about a knife where I'm willing to kind of say I'm gonna pay more than I want to for that one. This one I actually decided I didn't mind paying a little extra. So, and I knew that it was going to be competitive. A lot of people really like this variation, and I knew if I, was too picky, plus or minus 50, $100, then I was just not going to get it. That's just what it comes down to. There's so much demand for this right now that you're not in control. The seller's in control, not the buyer. It's a total seller's market on these. Really cool. As you can see here, this pattern, the way it kind of crosses up right here is a little different size, and it gives it this interesting little line down the middle of it. It's just such a cool finish. Really spectacular. They call it the golf putter, and it's very reminiscent of that. But it's something else, right? It doesn't feel like a golf putter. It feels like a very premium titanium handle. So, whew, glad I got it. This is an exciting one, one I've really been looking forward to, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Number 1202 reporting in. Super exciting. Well, that did not disappoint. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment if you know more about these than I do. I'd love to learn more and more and more about Oz. If there was a knife maker, there are like 3 knife makers I'd love to go visit on site. Oz, Demco, and Brown. Those would be my top 3. I'd love to go to like a bigger one, like a Benchmade. That'd be cool too, in like a little bit of a different way, more of like a business, more of a business-centric curiosity that I would have. How do they scale for the size of Benchmade or something? And that's a Pac Northwest company as well in Oregon. But man, what Oz is doing, I love watching some of the videos. If you haven't checked out some of his videos on YouTube, he's even like years back, he was showing the milling process of these and stuff. And man, that guy knows his stuff. Oz Machine Company is a really cool company, and I'm not super deep on what they do and stuff. All I know is there's a lot of respect for what they're doing, and I can see why every time I get one of their products in my hands, it really shows through. It's one of these ones that I didn't know I was going to love so much, and I'm really glad I found them. A buddy of mine just unboxed the same exact one tonight, so it's going to be really fun to call him after this and or text him and be like, oh yeah, we got it. So we both got them in the same day. Pretty funny. So how I met him was he and I both tried to get a knife on Reddit. He got it. It was another one. It's actually this one with that finish on it. It's the working finish or whatever this is called. Let me go double check what that's called. It doesn't say what that finish is called, but I can't remember what Oz calls it. But it's that finish, but with the putter handle. No, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's been a long day. Hang on. Golf putter milling. So golf putter milling in that finish, he got that on Reddit, and I was just pinged him. I was like, dude, if you ever saw that, please let me know. And we started up a conversation, and super good guy. I'm imagining he may watch this. What's up if so? And hope you're enjoying yours as much as I just have been for the last 24 minutes since I started unboxing it. So again, please let me know if there's something I missed here, and I will see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed that, and take care.